Son Christ. Isupk Sabbath service has officially begun. Shabbat, which means horn. Yayan, which means wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Shabbat again. Horn. Israel, women of Israel. If you're watching at home, listen to my command. Imajam, which means to stand. So upon your aquadam, which means turn and face the east. You're going to recite the prayers in Hebrew and translate them into the English. Starting with the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Kaba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Hawa, Hayat, Bashemayim, Nathanawa, Nakam, Ka, Yawam, Asalakanawa, Hawawakinawa, Asalakanawa, Hawawakinawa, Wala'ah, Kabayayinawa, Manasai 1, Abal, Awashaynawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atafara, Ya'iwalamyam, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Baba Kasha, Nathan Lenawa, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Lata'ah, Hamatazariah, Hakak, the Hakwayam, Hamathiam, Hakak, Awakaraf, Hatama'ala, the Garashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Gawada Aman. English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Aizoya, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Olgolka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamor, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Nazarka, Al-Yad, Yanka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makar Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Hazaafka, Wabawaka, Ma'aitha, I will love. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. So we do in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Takarash, Al Tashakwat, Al Hayahana, Al Yadyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashana Yaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'aita Zawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Walakakida, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasharala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa Aita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bara'ah, Yakawafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashamai Layam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabal, Wa'aimawan, Wa'aimalak, Alashaf, Am Yashabia, Azawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Aiman, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labania Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Hamadia, Kasaya Sara'ah, Kayabia, Banakar, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayamawa, Kaira, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Bak, Wakata Zalmanai, Kanasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amawa, Nayara Shah, Lanawa, Af Nawaf, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabaira Yaira, Wakala Abba, Talahat, Hoyam, Kantaradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawa Pafka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kuala One, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayaba Awa, Ayai, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Arthur, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Ayawan, Alka Arataza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They are thinking crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Bull, and Ammon, the Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. So also he joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisa, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Sabbath and as Salmuna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power and possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire ready for wood, and as the flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that man may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessing the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Atazabia, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawakium, Ha Serunium, Ha Patazayunium, Ha Kayayunium, Waha Aquathium, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Tawada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel. Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasharala, Wahabayaf, Saparium, Barak, Rafa'ah, Magan, Hagan, Yasharala, Hashem Yahushua, Tawada Aman. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect Israel in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. I speak curses. Bless are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, like prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into that sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court systems, the prison systems, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Kamikaze, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro to the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak that word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. So it's turn. Ratazah. See your register.
Ratazah, Banya Howla, Banya Yashala.
Ratazah, Banya Howla, Banya Shara.
Ratazah, Banya Yahbashim Yasharakta.
Yahbashim Yasharakta. All right, Yashavia, please be seated. Last week we left off at Ezra chapter 6 verse 12. Today we're gonna pick up from Ezra chapter 6 verse 13. You gonna give a crack at it?
Okay. Ezra, chapter 6, verse 12.
Verse 13.
Oh, verse 13. Oh, Ezra, chapter 6, verse 13. Adiya. Adiya. Daya. Kaf. I, Abad, no, Abad, Na, Naha, 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 Nahara. Oh, that's Nahara.
Nahara means river. I was looking yesterday, right? If I could find a correlation with the Niagara Falls. You ever heard of the Niagara Falls?
Niagara.
Yeah, it's in the Caribbean. It's called the Niagara Falls. But I was looking to see if there's a correlation with that, with the river, because Nahara means river. But yeah, keep going. This side.
Shadar. Bawa Zaya. Wakan. Wa Hawan. Lakwa, Bao, Da, Daya, Shalak, Daya, Dara, Yawash, Malaka, Kan, Ma, Ata, Har,
Kanama, Atha, Parana, Ibadwa, verse 14, Washabaya, Yahawada, Banayan, Wama Tazala Kayan, Bana Bawaaf, Kagaya, Nabayaha, Waza Karaya, Bar, Idawa, Wabanwa, Washa Kalawa, Man, Ta'aim, Allah, Yasharala, Wama Ta'aim, Kawa Rash, Wada Rayawash, Wa'ara Ra'aratha Kashatha Malak Parash, verse 15, Washaya Tazaya Bayatha Dana Aid Yawam Thalatha Layarak Adar Daya Haya Shaf Lamala Kawath Dara Yawash Malaka, verse 16, Wa'ai Badwa Banya Yasharala Kahanyaha Wala Waya Wa Lawyer Washa'ar Banya Galawatha Nakaf Bayath Alaha Danaha Bakadwa, verse 17, Waha Kwara Bun Laka, Nakaf, Bayaf, Alaha, Dana, Tawa, Rayan, Ma'a, Daka, Da, Kariyan, Ma'atayn, Ma'atayan, Amar Rayan, Arabai, Ma'aha, Wataza Pa Yaraya, I Zoyan, Laka Taya, Ail Kal Yasharala, Tariya, Aisha, Lama Nayan, Shabbathia, Yasharala, verse 18, Waha Kwaya Mawa, Kahanya, Baga, Bapa, Laga, Tha1, Wala Waya, Bamaka, Lakwa, Tha1, I Bayat, Tha, Alaha, Daya, Bayara, Washalam, Kaka, Tha, Sapar, Masha, verse 19, Waya Aisha, Banya, Haga, Wala, Af, Haga, Sak, Hapasak, Hapasak. Pasak is the word in the Hebrew when you Shalom Akbar. Pasak is the word in the Hebrew. When you look in the Old Testament, it's translated as Passover, but in the New Testament, you will see the error where it's translated as what's that vain holiday called? Easter.
Easter.
It's translated as Easter, but the word is actually Pasak, which is Passover, and that's how you know that Easter is not scriptural, because that is a mistranslation when you look. It should be Passover, all right, which is Pasak. And you go in the scriptures, you can see the error, you can see the where the mistake is at. All right. We continuing in verse 19, middle of verse 19. Will that be the last verse? We studied at 13.
So at 13, just want to make sure.
Ba'ara, Ba'ai, Aisha, Lakadash, Hara, Ashawan. 13.
20 is the last verse.
19 is the last
19?
verse. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right. Pick it up in the English. You got your sword. Ezra 6 and 13.
Ezra 6, Ezra chapter 6, verse 13. Then Tatnai, governor on this side the river, Shadar Ba Boznai, and their companies, according to that which Darius the king had sent. So they did speedily.
All right. So when you look in the prior verses, in the prior chapters, Cyrus had made a decree, Darius had made a decree, and it was for the Lord of the house to be built. So now somebody might ask, why would a heathen make a decree for the house of the Lord to be built? latter verses is going to explain that, and this is what we are continuing from. All right. So let it be done speedily that this house be built. All right. Keep going.
Verse 14. And the elders of the Jews built it, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai, the prophet, and Zechariah, the son of Iddo. And they built it and finished it according to the commandments of the Most High, of the power of Yasharallah, and according to the commandments of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, the king of Persia. Verse 15. And his house was finished. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month, Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king.
All right, so it's giving us when the temple finished to be built, which was on the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year. Right, just giving us some timeline, so to speak. Keep going.
Verse 16. And the children of Yasharallah, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity kept the dedication of this house of power with joy. Verse 17. And offer at the dedication of this house of, can I say power? Of God, which hundreds bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel, 12 have
he-goats.
12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribe of Yasharallah.
All right, so remember, at this point, we are in captivity. That is us trying to get our strength back, which in the latter verses, you're going to see why the Most High even, like he did with Pharaoh on the left side, right? Why he did this specific act that we're going to read about later, as far as turning the mind of the king of Persia, because we were being oppressed by them at that time. All right, so we're going to see in the latter what happened. But if you read verse 12, it basically gives it to you. Read verse 12 real quick.
Come. Verse 12. Ezra chapter 6, verse 12. And the God that have caused his name to dwell there, destroyed all kings and people that shall put to their hands to alter and destroy his house of God, which is at Jerusalem.
All right, so the Most High destroyed kings and people. All right, so Darius didn't want none of that smoke, because what happened after we left Egypt, the reputation of the Lord was known on the earth. It was known that the Most High destroyed the Egyptian, like the superpower of this world. Picture today, right? Go ahead, Alvaro.
Good or bad, good and bad.
Say that again?
Said the reputation is good.
The reputation is that he is a terrible power. That's good. You know, like we grew up in the hood. We know that this guy you don't mess with. Like this guy right here, Don't mess with him. You could joke with, Tay Tay and, Pookie. Go joke with that. That nigga right there, don't play with him. All right? Because he will, you get the point. But that is the Most High. The Most High is the power that the nations know, like, you don't play with this power. Even when you go in the book of Judith, right? When you look at this captain, I think he was a Moabite captain. He was telling this king that wanted to attack Israel, he's like, look, if these Negroes over there, if they are serving their power, if they are serving God, let's leave them alone, because their God is going to defend them. But if they're not serving God, then we can attack them, because the reputation of the Lord is known in the earth. All right. So this is why you're gonna see. You saw that it says with that latter part, I Darius.
Oh, I Darius have made a decree. Let it be done with speed.
I say, let it be done with speed. But when you read what it says prior, it says what? The Lord destroyed kings and people that put their hands to alter to destroy this house. Now go back to the last where he was at. I think it was verse 19.
18.
Go ahead.
Verse
You got
8.
something else to say?
Verse 18.
Because it seems like when you try, like when the Hausa people, 12 tribes, when it's like when we do want to serve the Most High, we get attacked.
Whether we serve the Most High or not, we get attacked. All right, it don't matter, because our enemies are going to attack us, whether we serve the Most High or not.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when we serving the Most High, we get attacked, we get defended.
What that mean?
That means that our enemies cannot overpower us. They cannot destroy us if we are serving the Lord.
Oh.
You understand? That's why you see, when you look in Chronicles, I mean, the past couple of weeks, we were going in the book of Second Chronicles. You saw that Jehoshaphat, like King Jehoshaphat, for example, when he was serving the Lord, prior to that, he got overtaken by his enemies, and then he repented and started serving the Lord, and then he was able to fight against the armies that came up against us. So we're gonna get attacked. The other nations, they are going to try us. All right, you see that in the book of Judges, the 3rd chapter. The other nations will attack us. The thing is that, are you gonna serve the Most High power, or are you gonna serve the white man? Or are you gonna serve the Egyptian gods, or are you gonna serve the Muslim God? All right, hold your peace. Keep going.
Verse 8, Ezra chapter 6, verse 18. And they set the priests in their division, and the Levites in their causes for the service of God, which is at Jerusalem, and it is written in the verse 19. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month.
All right, so that's us going back, to serving the Most High and keeping the feast days, right? Verse 20 in the Hebrew, Kaya Hatha Harawa Ha Kahan Yam Wahaloyam Ka Kad Kalam Saharayam Waya Shah Katwa Hapasak Lakal Banya Haga Wala Kayaham Ha Kahanyam Walaham, verse 21, Waya Akawa Banya Yashawala Hasha Bayam Maha Gawala Wakal Hana Badal Mata Ma'af Goya Ha Arataza Allaham, La Darash, La Yahweh, Allahaya, Yasharala, 22, Wayai Shawar, Kal, Ma Tazawaf, Shabbai, Yamai, Yum, Bambasha, Maka, Kaya, Shamakam, Yahweh, Wahasab, Lab, Malak, Ashawar, Layaham, Lakazak, Yada Yaham, Ba Malakaf, Bayath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Yasharala. All right, we're going in verse 1 in chapter 7. Wa'akar, Hadabayam, Alaha, Bamalak Kawaf, Aratha Kasha, Sata, Malak, Parsa, so like Parsa, I, Zara, Bun, Shamaya, Bun, Zariah, Bun, Halakwaya, verse 2, Bun, Shalom, Bun, Tazadawak, Bun, Hakaya, Tawab, verse 3, Bun, let me account that. Amaraya, Bun, Zoya, Bun, Mara Yawaf, verse 4, Bun, Zara Kaya, Bun, Zoya, Bun, Bakwaya. In English. Bakwaya.
Ezra, chapter 6, verse 20. For the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them was pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity.
All of them were purified. Keep going.
And for their brethren, the priests, and for themselves. Verse 21. And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all which as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathens of the land to seek the most high power of Israel did eat.
Right. These are the people that look at the Isupk and they look at America and they say, you know what, I'm going to the Passover. I'm not in the Isupk, but these are the priests of the Lord. I'm going to separate myself from America's culture. I'm not going to celebrate the 4th of July anymore. I'm not going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm going to separate myself from American society. And and I'm going to join myself in the Isupk and start by observing the Passover. Let me go and eat that good lamb that they have over there. All right, this is what's happening here. They're separating themselves with the filthiness of the land because the land was filthy. The same way America is filthy today. All right, with all the lust, all the homosexuality, all the pork, all the lesbianism. I mean, it's just filthiness all around. All right, keep going.
Verse 22, and kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, for the Most High had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king Assyrian unto them to strengthen their hand.
All right. So why did the king of Syria made that decree? It was because what? Because the Most High turned the heart of the king of Syria for what purpose? Why did he do it? Because the king of Syria have power over the Israelites? Is that the reason why he did it? No, the reason why he did it is to what? To strengthen.
To strengthen their hand in the works of the house of the power and the power of Israel.
All right. That was to strengthen our hand. That was to strengthen us. The same way the Most High is doing what today? The Most High is strengthening us. A pure example of this today is the Second Amendment, right? Free speech. The Most High turned America's heart for us to have free speech in America, where now we are strengthening ourselves. We are destroying America, guys.
Salakia, I think that's the First Amendment.
The First Amendment?
Yeah, the second
is to bear arms, right?
Yeah.
I thought the first would be to bear arms.
I
get that mistaken. I know Esau. This is the First Amendment right here, to bear arms. You know, I always get those two.
It was rolling dice on it.
Right. I always get those two mistaken. But with America's amendment, guess what we are doing today? We are destroying the very government that made this amendment.
That's right.
We are destroying it. How are we destroying it? We are destroying it by prophesying the word of the Most High, by destroying their image. We destroy the image of Jesus, which is really Caesar Borgia, and we give you the true image of Yahweh Shah, right? We destroy the image of the oppressor, because we think the oppressor, a lot of us, we thought the oppressor was smart and intelligent and, have all this technology. Now, we let you know this oppressor, you see the word homosexual come out, this oppressor, his culture is homosexuality. His culture is the culture of the Greek, the culture of the Romans. He is a pedophile. There is no man that is more lustful, more perverted than this oppressor. All right, and we are doing that with what? We are doing that with his amendment. All right, because the Most High is strengthening us today. All right, keep going.
Come. Ezra, chapter 7, verse 1. And now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sennacherib, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah. Verse 2, the son of Shalom, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub. Verse 3, the son of Iariah, the son of Azariah, Amariah, Izariah, the son of was it Maya. What? Verse 4. The son of Zechariah, Zariah, the son of Uzi, the son of Buki.
What was the last verse?
Oh, the Kama Kansalaki. Yes, it was.
Studying at verse 5 in the Hebrew. Ban Abaya Shawai Ban. All right, so basically what we just read was basically giving us the lineage of Ezra. It's telling us Ezra, the son of, just like we see in the book of Chronicles. The book of Chronicles is full of that. The book of Chronicles is full of the lineage of, the Levites. Who was the son of who was the grandfather of who? Like we see in Matthew 1 and in Luke, the 3rd chapter, giving us the pedigree or the lineage of Christ, right? So he is just giving us the lineage of Ezra. We in verse 5. Good, do your thing. Verse 5, Bun Abaya Shawai Bun Haya Nakas Bun Alaizar Bun Aharon HaKahan Haraash, verse 6, Hawa'ah, Izarah, Ilaha, Mababal, Wa'ah, Sapar. Sapar, I believe that's the same word that's used for book. It's also used for scribe, if I'm not mistaken. It's used for book as well. Sapar, Mahaya, so like Mahayara, Batha Warath, Ashar, Nathan, Yahweh, Alahaya, Yasharala, Wayathan, Lawa, Hamalat, Kayad, Yahweh, Alahayawa, Layawa, Kal, Bakwa Shafwa, verse 7, Waya Ilawa, Mabanya, Yasharala, Waman, Hakahanyam, Wahaloyam, Wahamasharayam, Wahasha'irayam, Wahanathayam, Al Yararashalam, Bashanath, Shabai, La'ara, Thakashasatha, Hamalat, verse 8, Wayaba, Yararashalam, Bakadash, Mayashia, Haya, Shanath, Hasha, Bayai, Yath, Lamalat, Kaya, verse 9, Kaya, Ba'akad, Lakadash, Harashawan, Hawa, Yasad, Hamailah, Mababal, Waba Akad, Lakadash, Ha Kamayashia, Ba'al, Yarawashalam, Kayad, Alahayawa, Ha Tawaba, Layawa, verse 10, Kaya, Izara, Ha Kayan, Lababawa, Lada Rawash, Af, Thawarat Yahweh, Wala Aishaf, Wala Lamad, Ba Yasharala, Kakwa, Wama Shapat, verse 10 the last verse?
11, sir.
11 to 11. Wa Para Shagun, Hana Shathawan, Ashar, Nathan, Hamalak, Hara, Thakasha, Satha, La'ai, Zara, Hakahan, Ha Sapar, Daboya, Matazawaf, Yahweh, Wa Kakwa, Yawa, Ayu, Yasharala, verse 11 is the last verse. In English.
Ezra, chapter 7, verse 5. The son of Abash, Abushua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief priest.
So Ezra was not just anybody. You know what I'm saying? He gives you his whole pedigree, taking him back to the chief priest, the head priest Aaron. You know, he was not just, you know what I'm saying, some, nobody. All right? He gives you his pedigree going back to the chief priest Aaron. Keep going.
Verse 6. This Ezra went up from Babylon, and he was a ready scribe in the law of Moses, which the most high power of Israel had given. And the king granted him all his requests according to the hand of the Most High, his power upon him. Verse 7. And there went up some of the children of Israel, and of the priests, and of the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinim, unto Jerusalem in the 7th year of Xerxes the king. Verse 8. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king.
All right, real quick, right? The Nethinims, because I know some people is going to tell us that those were the fallen angels. Right? The Nethinim, when you go back to the Hebrew, all right, those will be the temple, the servant in the temple. All right, those were the Nethinims. So I'm talking about fallen angels. All right. All you got to do is come to the Isupk, and we will take all that filthiness out of your mind.
Well, Salakia, so if I may, the Nephilim. So you're saying there was workers in the temple?
They were, right. When you go to the Hebrew, right, it is specifically in the Strong Concordance. It is, I'll give you the exact word, it is H5411. And it says this: the second form is the proper as passive particle from 5414, one given, that is the plural only, the Nethinim or temple servant, as given up to that duty. Nethinims, all right? Those were the temple, those were the servants in the temple. All right, when he says the servants, you gotta look at the temple of the Lord is a mighty temple. Like you look at the White House today, right? Mm-hmm. All right, which is nothing comparable to. But just to give you perspective. You look at the White House, you got different people that works in the White House. You got the maintenance, right? You have the guards. You have different people occupying different positions in the White House. Well, in the temple of the Lord, you have vessels of gold. You have all that. You got the candles, and there have to be somebody doing the work, because those things don't just get filled up by themselves. When the candle finish, it don't just light up by itself. There's servants inside of the temple, all right? And you couldn't just be anybody to be a servant, all right?
Salakia, sir, because that was my second question, but you already answered, because they was workers in the temple.
Right.
Is making sure that the temple runs, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Runs accordingly.
Right.
It runs accordingly. So, you have, like you said, you have somebody at the door.
Right.
You have somebody sweeping up,
right.
wiping this off, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, cleaning this up, making sure everything is being done, you know what I'm saying, making sure the temple runs smoothly.
Right. And it's the same in the UPK today. Right now we are rehearsing, the righteousness of the law, right? Like it says in the scriptures. We're not in our strength yet, but we are getting back our strength. This is why we have this Sabbath service. This is why we observe the Lord's Passover. This is why we separate ourselves from America. For what? So that we could get the kingdom. And in the kingdom, this is not going to be the size of the classes for Isupk headquarters. This is not going to be the size. Right now, we may have somebody on Shamar. We may have a trooper to clean up. You know what I'm saying? To do certain service, like we all have done. Like Commanding General Yahana himself have done in the UPK.
That's right.
But in the kingdom, it's going to be magnified. Right? So we have a temple that you could imagine. How many troopers we're gonna have. You could imagine how many people we're gonna have on Shamar. In the temple. It's not gonna be one brother on Shamar, So this is why we had the Nephilims. All right, so get the what is it called? I forgot this devil's name that came up with the whole Zeitgeist movement.
Oh man, I don't know. That was I know what you're talking
I
about.
forgot his name.
Yeah, the college student.
Yeah, but go ahead though.
Verse 8. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king. Verse 9. For upon the 1st day of the 1st month began he to go up from Babylon. And on the 1st day of the 5th month came he to Jerusalem, according to the good hand of the power upon him. Verse 10. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Lord of the Most High and to do it.
All right, so he prepared his mind, right? Ezra prepared his mind. Ezra understood the position that he was in under the king of Persia. He understood that position. The same way we understand our position today. We understand that we don't belong where we are at.
That's right.
And because of that, we prepare our mind. How do we prepare our mind? We stop smoking weed. We become sober. We stop going to the Christian church. We stop. Go ahead, Akko.
Stop.
Say that again? Adultery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We stop sleeping with other women's, with other brothers' women. We stop doing the filthiness that America say is okay to do. This is how we prepare our mind to serve the Most High. We basically do what, like Christ and Yahushua said, we empty out our cup. You gotta empty out your cup and throw out all that filthiness so that you can receive the power that the Most High has for us, which is rooted in His law, statutes, and commandments. All right, keep going, Lord.
Okay. And to teach in Israel the statutes and the judgments.
Just said it.
Verse.
I didn't read that yet.
Yeah, priest, right?
I didn't read that yet, but keep going.
Count down, last verse. Now, this is the copy of the letter that the king Xerxes give unto Ezra, the priest, the scribe, even a scribe of the words of the commandments of the Most High and of his statutes to Israel.
A lot of people like to ask, who wrote these things? The scribe did. The Bible tells you. We had scribes. You had people who were there to record things. The same way today, you got newspapers, you got all type of media outlet. The scribes record those histories.
There's a lot of history, and a lot of people don't know, because you have somebody who's talking, so on and so forth. You have a scribe there to jot down everything what he's talking about. So you have a prophet talking, and you have a scribe talking. And guess what's going to happen? That scribe is a prophet, because he's going to start doing the same thing. He's going to also have a scribe.
Yes. Keep going. That was the last verse, right? Verse 11. All right. Picking up from verse 12 in the Hebrew. Ara tha kasha satha malakaya la'ai zara kahan sapar datha'a daya alaha mashaya gamayar. Perfect. Waka'ai nath, verse 13. Manya shayam ta'aim daya kal matha nadab bamalak wafia man aima yasharala wa kahan wa haya wala waya wa lawyer la mahat la yara shalom Imad Yahan, verse 14, Ka Quabal Daya Man Quadam Malaka Washa Ba'aif Ya'ai Tahaya Malayak Laba Quara Ail Yahawada Walaya Rashalam Badath Alahat Daya Baya Dot, verse 15, Walahaya Balaha Kasap Wadahab Daya Malaka Wayai Tawahaya Hatha Nadabwa La Allah Yasharala Daya Bayarashalam Masha Kana, verse 16, Wakal Kasab Wadahab Daya Tahashakat Bakal Madayanaf Babal Ain Hatha Naba, Hatha Nada Bawaf Aima'a Wa Kahan Ya Ma Tana Dabayan
Labayath, Alaham, Daya, Bayarashalam, verse 17, Kal, Quabal, Dana, Asapar, Asaparna, Thakwana, Bakasapa, Dana, Thawarayan, Dabarayan, Amarayan, Wama Nakatha Hawan, Wana Sakaya Hawan, Wa Thakwarab, Hamawa Ail, Mada Baka, Daya, Bayath, Alaha Kam, Daya, Bayarashalam, 18, Wama, Daya, I Layad, I Lat, Wa'al, Akayad, Yayatab, 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 Basha'ar, Kasap, Wadahabha, Lama'ai Bad, Kara'ai Waf, Allah Hakam, Fa'ai Bad 1.
In the English,
Ezra chapter 7, verse 12. Xerxes, the king of kings, unto Ezra, the priest, a scribe of the law, of the power of heaven, perfect peace, and at such a time. Verse 13, I make a decree that all they of the people of Israel and of his priests and Levites and my
Are you at 14?
realm. Okay, realm. Verse 13. So realms, which are minded of their own free will to go up to Jerusalem, go with thee.
Remember, this is the copy of the letter that was given. All right. Keep going.
Come. Verse 15. And to carry the silver and gold, which the king and his counselors have freely offered unto the power of Israel. Inhabitants.
Whose habitation?
It's lucky. Who inhabitants?
Whose habitation?
Who habitations? Lucky. Who habitation is in Jerusalem? Verse 16. And all the silver and gold, that thou canst find in all the province of Babylon, with the free will offering of the people and of the priests offering, willingly for the house of their power, which is in Jerusalem. Verse 17. That thou madest by speedily with his money, bullock, rams, lamb, with their meat offering, and their drink offering, and offering them upon the altar of the house of your power, which is in Jerusalem. Verse 18. And whatsoever shall seem good to them, to thee, and to they, and to thy brethren, to do with the rest of the silver and the gold, that do after the will of the power.
That was the last verse?
Come. 18.
You say 18 is the last verse?
Come.
All right. So we read basically that was the Lord's power to have, a heathen king making such a decree. All right, that we're gonna continue reading in the English, but now we're picking back up in the Hebrew, verse 19. Which set is this? 6?
This is 5.
This is the 5th set.
Okay.
You sure?
Okay.
Double check for me, all right? So 19 to what?
19 to 25.
25. Double check for me. That's the 5th set.
Okay.
Wama ana ya daya matha ya ha bayan la lapa lakan bayath alahad ha shalom kwadam alaha ya Rashalam, verse 20, washa'ar Kwasha Kawaf Bayaf Alahat Daya Yapal Lad Lama Nathan Thanathan Man Mayath Gana Zaya Malaka 21 Wa Manaya Wa Manya Ana Ara Thaka Sha Satha Malaka Shayam Ta'im Lakal Gaza Baraya Daya Ba'ai Ba Nahara Daya Kal Daya Yasha Yasha La Na Kawan Aizara Kahan Sapar Datha Daya Allah Shamaya Asaparna Yatha Ai Bad 22 Ain Sapar Kasap Kaka Rayan Maha Wa'ai Kana Tayan Karayan Maha Wa'aid Kamar Bathayan Ma'a Wa'aid Bathayan Mashak Maha Wa Malak Daya La'a Kathab 23 Kal Daya Man Time ala Shamaya Wathai Bad Adara Zada Labayath Alaha Shamaya Daya Lama Lahawa Quataza Ail Malakawath Malaka Wa Bana Waya 24 Walakam Mahawa Da'ayan Daya Kal Kahanya Wala Waya Zamariya Thawa Ya Natha Ya Naya Wa Palakya Bayath Alaha Dana Manada Balwa Wahalak La'a Shalayat Lama Rama Ilayam 45 Wa Anaf Zora Kamath Alahad Daya Bayadat Mania Shapa Tayan Wadaya Nayan Daya Lahawan Daha Nayan Lakal Aima Daya Ba'ai Bo Nahara Lakal Yadaya Dafia Alahan Wadaya La'a Yadai Sahawa Da'ai 1. Did you confirm?
Oh God.
That was the 5th set
Oh God.
that we on right now?
Oh God.
Go ahead in the English.
Ezra, chapter 7, verse 19. The vessel also that are given thee for the service of the house of the power, these delivered thy before the power of Jerusalem. Verse 20. And whatsoever more shall be needful.
Can you put some water? Keep going.
Needful for the house of thy power, which thou shalt have occasion to be betroth it out. Bestow it out of the king's treasure house. Verse 21. And I, even I, Xerxes, the king, do make a decree to all the treasure which are beyond the river, that whosoever Ezra, the priest, the scribe of the law of the power of heaven, shall require of you, it be done speedily.
Whatsoever Ezra the priest what? Let it be done speedily. This is somebody who's not trying to mess with the God of Israel.
That's why I read it like
that.
That's why I read it like that.
Good. I gotta ask some questions on that. I got some questions, but you know,
Take
these
your
heathen right
time.
there is not trying to mess up. You know, keep going.
Come. Verse 22. Unto 100 talents of silver, and to 100 measures of wheat, and to 100 bath of wine, and to 100 bath of oil, and salt, without prescribing much, prescribing how much. Verse 23. Whosoever is commanded by the power of heaven, let the diligently done. For the house of the power of heaven, for why should there be wrath against the realms of the king and his sons?
Right.
24. Also, we certify you that touches any of the priests and Levites, singers, porters, Nethium, here we go, the workers, Nethium, or ministers of his house of power.
So you can say God here.
God, his house of God.
Remember, this is a decree, all right? This is a decree by the. It's like reading this is like it's like Joe Biden making a decree right now. You know what I'm saying? Look, when it comes to these Isupk, you know what I'm saying? These servants, these priests, these troopers, these officers. Keep going.
Come.
You're in 25, right? 24?
24, I'm saying.
Right.
24. Oh, here we go.
Ministers of this house of God.
Mm-hmm. Minister of the house of God shall not be lawful to.
Shall not be lawful.
Should not be lawful to impose tolls, tribute, or customs upon them.
All right, and what are these for? These are to oppress us. All right, the tolls, the tribute, the taxes, all of that is to oppress us. You get your check, you make $500. By the time you get that check, it's $290 on it. You know what I'm saying? They done take all of it.
So like you said, if I make, and you work 40 hours.
And you work extra hours.
Extra hours.
You did overtime. And they take more taxes when you do overtime. You know what I'm saying? The more you give, the more they take. All right? So the king made a decree that you're not going to oppress the Lord's people. All right? Keep going. Was that the last?
This is the last verse.
Okay.
Verse 25. And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of God, of thy God, that is in thy hand, set magistrate, and judges, which may judge all the people that are beyond the river.
I don't think he's realizing that he's strengthening, his enemy, because that is our enemy, right? These nations are our enemies, and we are being strengthened. I don't think he realized that. He's just trying to avoid being killed by this terrible power.
Czechoslovakia, back in 6 and 12.
Right, exactly.
Back in 6 and 12.
This is why we went back and read it. The last verse that was read last week.
You
realize, keep going.
You realize that.
Good.
People are beyond the river. As known the law of the God of thy God, and teach ye them that know them.
that know them not.
That know them not.
All right. So this is the sixth set. This is the sixth set, right? All right. We're gonna read the sixth set in the English. Yeah, in time. I'll read it. All right. So we in Ezra chapter 7, verse 26. And whosoever will not do the law of thy God and the law of the king, let judgment be executed speedily upon him, whether it be unto death or to banishment or to confiscation of goods or to imprisonment. That means the law of God is going to be the law of the land. Right? Whoever is not doing it, well, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to be banished, or you're going to die, or we're going to confiscate your goods. You know what I'm saying? All your assets. We're going to take all, you're going to jail. All right, 27. Blessed be the power of, blessed be the most high power of our fathers, which have put such a thing as this in the, listen to this. Blessed be the most high power of our fathers, which have put such a thing as this in the king's heart, to beautify the house of the Most High, which is in Jerusalem. And this is all to beautify us. This is all to strengthen us. All right, verse 28. And have extended mercy upon me before the king and his counselors and before all the king's mighty princes. And I was strengthened as the hand of the Most High, my power was upon me. And I gathered together out of Israel chief men to go up with me. All right, this is Ezra speaking here. All right, after reading the letter, the decree of the king, right? Chapter 8, verse 1. These are now the chief of their fathers, and this is the genealogy of them that went up with me from Babylon in the reign of Artaxerxes the king. All right, so now he's going to give us the genealogy of the man that went with Ezra. Verse 2. Of the son of Phinehas, Gershom. Of the sons of Ithamar, Daniel. Of the sons of David, Hattush. Verse 3. Of the sons of Shechaniah. Of the sons of Pharaoh, Zechariah. And with him were reckoned by genealogy of the males 150. Of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Elihodnai, the son of Zechariah.
Salakia, sir. You start in the seventh set. This is the last set.
This is the last set?
Yeah, because you went into verse 4. Verse 4 is the beginning of the seventh.
Okay, come. All right, so we're going into the seventh set now. Of the sons of Pahath-Moab, Elionai, the son of Zechariah, and with him 200 males. Of the son of Zechariah, the son of Jahaziel, and with him 300 males. Of the sons also of Adin, Ebed, the son of Jonathan, and with him 50 males. Verse 7. And of the sons of Elam, Jeshaiah, the son of Athaliah, and with him 70 males. All right. And of the sons of Shephatiah, Zebediah, the son of Michael, and with him 80 males. Of the sons of Joab, Obadiah, the son of Jehiel, and with him 218 males. And of the sons of Shalomith, the son of Josephiah, and with him 103 males. So Ezra went with an army. That's, you know what I'm saying? He went deep, like we say in the hood. He was deep. All right. Where we at? 10? Verse 11.
Verse 11, last verse.
Of the sons of Babai, Zechariah, the son of Babai, and with him 28 males. Verse 12. And of verse 11 is the last verse. All right, come. Most on Christ. All right, so next week we'll be picking up at Ezra chapter 8, verse 12. With that, I imagine here. I'll do this, all right? So, Paul.
La Yasharala, I got it. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. All right. Man, woman of Israel, Imagine, which means to stand. We're going to recite the Lord's Prayer. All right. Saw Wapanya Hakwadam, which means turn and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew.
Abanawa, Shabashemaya, Wadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Daba'a, Robert Tazaka, Haya, Aisha, Abba Kaya, Kawa, Haya, Bashamaya, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Mawam, Lak, Wanawa,
Kawawaf Nawa,
Kasalak Nawa,
Kawawaf Yanawa, Wala'a,
Dabana ha nawa,
Tabayai Nawa,
Banasa na nawam,
Banasayawan,
Abba,
Abba,
Hawa shai nawa,
Awashai Nawa,
Mayam,
Mayan,
Rai, Kaya,
Laka,
Lam, Halamakwa,
Hamalakwa,
Maha Allah,
Wa'ala,
Waha Dapa Hara,
Wa'atapara,
La'ai, Wa Lam Yam,
La'ai Walamya,
Aman,
Aman. In the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
will be done,
thy will be
in
done,
earth,
in earth,
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread.
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts
Forgive our debts,
as we forgive our debtors.
and forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
forever.
forever. So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen.
Hakaka, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Babakashah,
Babakashah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Haka,
Haka,
Marapa'ah,
Marapa'ah,
Kamakala, Kamadawa, Haka, Mata'ah, Hamatazariah, Haka, Nahakoyam, Hamathiam, Haka, Awakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagawashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Tawada Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power.
Please give us the
power to heal all
all
manner of sickness,
manner of
and all manner of disease, power to cleanse the leper, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahoya, Ahayan, Naba'ah, Izoya Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ma'arataza, Ayatan, Mamawat, Wagalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Manala'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shalomar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Ayad, Yanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Mayara, Balayala, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashimar,
Makar Rai,
Makar Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashimar,
Asnapashka,
Ashkapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashimar,
Tazarka,
Tazar,
Wabawaka,
Baba,
Ma'aitha,
Ma'aitha,
Wa'ait
I
In
alone.
the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the
From
hill.
whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
who made heaven and
He
earth.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer my foot to be moved.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth
will
thee
not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he
Israel
that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh thy shape of
The
our
sun
right
shall not smite thee by
hand.
day,
The sun shall not smite thee
nor
by
the
day,
moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
for all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming
and
in
thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time
and
forth,
even forevermore.
even forevermore.
Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam.
Ayahaya,
Al damayalaka.
Adam Yabaka,
Al takarash.
Atakara,
Al tashakwa.
Ayatashka, Al,
Kayahana.
Kanaya,
Awayabyaka.
Ayamaka,
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan,
Wamashanayaka.
Winashamamaka,
Nasha'awa.
Nasha'awa,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ah,
Al-Aimaka.
Amaka,
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Ya'aya Yam,
Sawa.
Sawa,
Wayata Ya'aita Zawa.
Wa'ata Tazawa,
Altaza Pumwanyaka.
Atazawamka,
Amara.
Amara,
Lakawa.
Makawa,
Wanakakida.
Makaki,
Magoya.
Magoya,
Wala'a.
Wabaa,
Yazaka. Sham
Yazaka,
Yasharal.
Sham Yashai,
Aiwa.
Awa,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Nawa'aita Zawa.
Wa'ai Tazawa,
La.
La,
Yakadwa.
Makawa,
Alyaka.
Ayuka,
Bara'ah.
Mara'a,
Yakawafwa.
Nawawakwa,
Ahoya.
Ahoy,
Adamam. Adamam.
Abawam,
Wayashamai Layam.
Mama Shayai Yashua,
Mawa'aba.
Mababa,
Wahagoyam.
Wagoya,
Gabal.
Kabal,
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'ayu,
Wa'aimalak.
Wa'amalak,
Alashaf.
Aisha,
Anyashabia.
Amashah,
Tazawar.
Tazawar,
Lamashawar.
Amashu,
Nalawa.
Naiwa,
Aiman.
Amon,
Hayawa.
Hayawa,
Zawawai.
Zaiwa,
Labanya Lawa.
Nabanya Yawa,
Salah.
Salah,
Aisha.
Asha,
Laham.
Aisha,
Hamadia.
Kamayu,
Hasayasara'a.
Kayasha,
Hayabia.
Kayaba,
Banakal.
Babaka,
Wayashwan.
Warashma,
Nashamadwa.
Nashawarba,
Bayan the Ara.
by Nashawar,
Bayan the Ara.
by Yawan Yaawa,
The Ara.
Daawa,
Hayawa.
Hayawa,
The Man.
the one,
La Adama.
the Iowa,
Shayatamwa.
Saratama,
Na the Yabmawa.
the Yamawa,
Ka Ira.
Ka Ira,
Waka Zaaba.
Makai, Makai Iowa,
Waka Zabak.
Zakar Zabak,
Waka Tazalmana.
Makai Tazamanai,
Ka.
Cow,
Nasayakamwa.
Kanya Sarakama,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Nayara Shah.
Manawa Shah,
Lanawa.
Nariwa,
Af. Naawaf.
Nawa,
Alahayam.
Ayahaya,
Alahaya.
Ayahaya,
Shayatamwa.
Shatamu,
Kagogala.
Kagagu,
Kakwash.
Kakwash,
Lapanya Raka.
Wapanya Waka,
Ka'as.
Kaas,
Kaba Ira ya Ira.
Kabala Ya Iowa,
Wakala Abba.
Wakaba
Talaha.
Kabaha,
Haryam.
Haya,
Kan Taradab.
come to the top,
Basa Iraka.
Pasha Iruka,
Wabasa Wapafka.
the Basra the Pastor,
Tabahalam.
Talawa,
Mala'a.
Mala,
Hanyaham.
Hayam,
Pala 1.
Kalawan,
Wayaba Kwash.
Wala Kwash,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Yabashwa.
Yabashma,
Wayaba Awa.
Waba Awa,
Aya Ai.
Iba
Wayakapawa.
Wala Kaparwa,
Wayabadwa.
Wala Kabarwa,
Wayada Ira.
Wala the Iva,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Arthur.
after,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Labadka.
Yabah,
La Ai Yawan.
the Yawan,
Al-Kaha Urataza.
I call her Arataza.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Keep not the silence of
Hold not thy peace.
and hold not thy peace.
And be not
Be
still.
not still.
O my power.
O my power.
The Lord our enemies
Know thy enemies.
make a tumult.
Make a tumult.
And they that hate
And
thee
they that hate thee.
have lifted up their
And
head.
lift up their
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy
And
people.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a
and
nation.
let them cut them off to being a
That the
nation.
name of Israel
Let the name of Israel.
may be no more in
There
remembrance.
is no one
For they have consulted together
They are consulted
with
together.
one consent.
One
They
consent.
are confederate against
They are confederate
the
against
tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles
and the
of
Ishmaelites,
and
of
Ishmael,
Moab,
and Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and Hagarenes,
Gabor,
Gabor,
and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of
I
Tyre.
saw also his journey with them.
I saw also
They have opened the children of
they
Lot.
are hoping the children
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto
as
them.
unto the Midianites,
Unto the
as
Midianites.
to Sisera,
As to
as
Sisera.
to Jabin,
As
like
to
the brook of
Like the
Kison,
brook of
which
Kison.
perished at Endor.
They perish out in
They
the
became as dung for the earth.
They are coming down from the
Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes, as Sabbath, and as Salmuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. All my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flame set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, or the Most High over all the earth. Blessing. Barak atah Yahweh. Barak atah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Matazab Ya'ah. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawakyo. Ha Saranya. Ha Katazayanya. Ha Kayayanya. Wa Ha Akwatya. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Tawala Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you. So be it. I should get curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, and death. Salakia. Punishment and destruction. Salakia. To the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Basi Kamatazi, the gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Because if the Shekat thy coming, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you always, so be it. So always going to turn, Sister Shabia, men of Israel, and if you're watching on home, make sure you stand. And we're going to give one courtesy salute, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatam. That's my top. So, the sister says, all right, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Atah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. That's my top. Dismissed. All sign in Christ. Next week, we're picking it up at Ezra chapter 8, verse 12. Right? Ezra chapter 8, verse 12. son of Israel,